All right, gentlemen, I want to cover one more basic thing before I have to go back to work. I may have to wait till this weekend to shoot any more videos. We'll see how it goes. But I did want to cover a couple of subjects for you that I think you need to know about. And what this is this is the very basics, the very inspiration for the whole reason I wrote my book. And I want to lay this out for you. And I'm going to show you here in this chart exactly how this works. So I make the claim that there's an upper culture and a lower culture. In this upper culture, women and men are taught something different than they're taught in the lower culture. So let's start with just the very basics. In the lower culture, you're taught to get what you can. Whatever that is, get it, take it, make it yours, right? So it's just self-centered. The lower culture is based on self-centeredness. The upper culture teaches things like playing by the rules, playing fairly, give and take, do what's right, right? That's the difference between the upper culture and the lower culture at its very core. But it works its way out in how people behave in different ways. And for women, this is very, very important. The lower culture teaches women that men are untrustworthy, that men can't be relied on, that men are violent, that men are bad, that you have to protect yourself from men. Lower culture women are taught to go to college, get their degree, get their career going, and it's all fear-based. The spell is based on fear. Remember that. The feminist spell, all these things they're telling you is based on fear. It's all based on fear. So these lower culture women, they do this. They go and they try to get themselves established so that they never need to, as they put it, rely on a man, right? So there's never a place in their life where their emotional center is truly open to a man. Upper culture women are taught and have modeled for them by their parents something different. They're taught that if you play by the rules, you do the right thing, you don't cheat, you don't mess your life up, which we'll come back to in another video. They're taught that, yes, there are disadvantages to being a woman, but when it's done right, there are also advantages to being a woman that can help you get what it is you really want out of life without shrinking back in fear. And the guys that are raised in that upper culture, along with them, that they go to high school with, they go to college with, they also see and get raised up in that same way. So these women know who they are. And an amazing thing happens. I've observed from being in more than one college, actually, that upper culture women tend between the ages of 16 and maybe 24, 25 to begin to establish long-term relationships with men that they find to be quality men. Don't ever let anybody tell you that good men don't get their opportunities. They do, but they're rare. And I'll explain that in a second. So these women, they establish these relationships. And between the ages of 23 and 27, the vast majority of these upper culture women, they get married. And they go on about their lives and they start having their kids and establishing their family. And I know this is true because I know some pretty powerful women, pretty high paid women who are in really important positions and powerful positions. But if you go on their social media, you never see anything but family and kids and mom and dad and trips. Because when you're from the upper culture, you know, because you've seen it, because you lived it when you were a kid, that the job is there. And yes, you want to do it. You want to do the best job you can. You want to be the best you can. If you can find easy money, yes, you do that. You know, not everybody needs to be Elon Musk, but you do the best you can. But they always remember that you're working not for yourself, but for your family. This is important. This is the point that lower culture women never really reach. And you can hear it in the way they talk about money and talk about men and talk about taking care of their kids and taking care of themselves. It's all about them. And here's the kicker. Upper culture women make up about 40% of the population, but their divorce rate is only 20%. Lower culture women make up 60% of the population, but their divorce rate is 70%. So out of every 100 people you meet that have been divorced, about 85 of them come from that lower culture. Because this is what they've learned, and this is who they are, and this is what they've practiced being. Remember me telling you about you are what you practice being? This is the first reason why you want to take a serious, hard look at any woman who's ever been divorced. You think not twice or 3 times. You think that over a good dozen times before you even step into that. Because what she's practiced is cutting herself free. Being independent and cutting herself free. And if you don't believe me, so that's fine. So I have here a little proof for you. This screenshot is statistics. Okay? About being upper culture. We're going to look at Paradise Valley, one of the upper class neighborhoods here in Arizona. Average income about $210,000 or so annually per household. And if you look at these statistics, you'll notice something very interesting. Almost 80% of them make up families, people who are married couples now, or who are widowed or widowers, who were, until their spouse died, a family unit. And less than 7% of all the households in Paradise Valley are made up of divorced people. And I can almost guarantee you, every single one of those, practically, for all practical intents and purposes, they got that house in the divorce. They couldn't afford it otherwise. So, there you go. Now you understand. There really are 2 cultures based on what you're taught as you're growing up, and how your parents are and your background. So I wanted to throw that out there and let you see this. I'm sorry, I was looking over just to check my computer. But I want you to see this and know this so that when you go looking for a woman, you can start having some ideas of what you want to look for and what you want to avoid. So like, subscribe, hit the bell. I will be back soon with another video. Like I said, it might take a few days. I'm going to see what I can do, and you have a great day. Thank you.